One fearless boy from Plymouth has been perfecting the art of diving off 10-metre boards for the last 5 years.
Every time you jump off a board, every time you learn a new dive, the adrenaline rush, and it's like being on a roller coaster, being at a fairground.
Tom Daly is Britain's youngest ever high board diving champion. He's aiming for a gold medal at London 2012. Tom knows what's been central to his rise to success.
My dad follows me around everywhere. He videos it all. He's just obsessed really. Well, in a good way.
I was always determined to give the best I could for Thomas, once I started knowing that he was doing well.
Rob has filmed Tom's every dive since he started, aged just 8.
I was doing just like a public session in a swimming pool, and I saw people diving, and I thought, I would like to do that. So my dad took me along for Saturday mornings, kept on doing it.
To be honest, we didn't really notice him because although he looked like he had some flair for the sport, he was very, very scared of moving any higher than the first board. He actually used to cry when he was asked to learn some new dives initially and didn't want to know at all. So it took him a while until that confidence came, and then all of a sudden it was a sort of click phase, and off he went with a vertical learning curve that was unbelievable, really.
As a parent, I started getting involved with just generally taking him to and through the pool as and when was required. And before I knew it, it was every night and 2 mornings a week. I just used to look at it as not a chore, but something I just had to do.
Despite having his own business to run, Rob gave practical support by driving hundreds of miles taking Tom to competitions. But his dad's emotional support was just as important.
When I don't get the dives, I just feel really frustrated and I get really angry with myself. I deal with it by, like, sitting in the van, speaking to my dad, and he'll make me feel better.
Rob's commitment started to pay off with Tom becoming national junior champion in his first 3 years. In 2006, he even qualified for the Commonwealth Games, but at only 11 years old, he was too young to compete.
He supports me all the way, and if I didn't have his support system, I wouldn't be here now, because I wouldn't want to carry on without his support.
Just when Tom needed his dad's support the most, Rob started to think he had a problem. When Tom qualified for the Commonwealth Games, Rob was experiencing severe mood swings and heightened emotions.
You've done it for me. You've done it. I would get a strange sensation come over me. I almost thought I was hallucinating. I soon realised something wasn't right, and I couldn't snap myself out of it. I ended up seeing a psychiatrist, and he told me that I wasn't a psychiatric patient. I needed to have a brain scan. A dark shaded area there, that's the tumour. This thing was the size of a fist, and it compressed my brain into a kidney shape. Within 2 weeks I was in hospital, and it was removed, 80% removed. They had to leave 20% in there because it was intertwined with blood vessels and nerves, and it was too risky to remove any more.
Because of the brain tumour, Rob had to close down his engineering business.
I just kept on thinking all the time, am I ever going to see my dream and Tom's dream come true? Am I ever going to see Tom progress? Am I ever going to see the family grow up? Yeah, of course it was. I used to think about that all the time. But Thomas, with his diving, that had to continue. I knew that that had to continue.
Afraid it would interfere with Tom's diving, Rob kept his illness a secret. During his radiotherapy, he told Tom he'd shaved his head for charity. While his dad was ill, Tom's diving went up a level, and he relied ever more on his coach, Andy Banks. He also started making a name for himself as a synchro diver with his new partner, Blake Aldridge.
He's very professional in what he does, and he's kind of like my diving dad, if you know what I mean, and or my brother or something, and then he guides me through what we need to do, and then we do it.
Over a short period of time, Tom has become a diving phenomenon. He'll soon have the chance to show he is one of the best in the world.